Recently, there's been a new R&B star who is currently making waves while defining his own sound. Hailing from Los Angeles, California, singer, rapper, songwriter, and producer Blxst has had the craziest year so far. From going platinum off his breakout song Chosen to being featured on songs like Peru and Die Hard, Blxst has done all of this while keeping his signature sound, which combines the modern West Coast bounce with his signature soulful guitar-driven instrumentation. Despite Blxst being under the moniker of the West Coast sound, it's more of a reflection of the West Coast R&B sound that was heavily developed in the early 2010s, unlike the earlier, more pimp-like, laid-back vibe of the OG West Coast. In order to fully understand Blxst music, I'm going to briefly analyze and break down these two songs and the production techniques that he uses. Now for Overrated, it mainly consists of a guitar, bass, drums, and keys. Now just like Blxst's other songs, his production is heavily guitar based, which is noted in Overrated, where we hear this guitar sample play all throughout the song. This not only carries the groove of the song, but it allows Blxst's bass to maneuver and do his thing on the song. Now going on to Chosen, and when we start to look carefully at this song, you start to realize that there are a lot of similarities with Overrated, especially the drum bounce. When it comes to the drums in most of Blxst's songs, they're very spaced out and roomy, but still provide a lot of support to the whole beat in its entirety, which also gives Blxst more space to move on the beat. Now with this in mind, me and my homies Kookup and Kevin decided to try and recreate that same West Coast R&B feeling with our own twist to it.
To begin the idea, I started with a Rhodes and a lush chord progression to create a smooth, simple vibe. Then I sent it over to Kookup, and he had a guitar and bass to it.
So once Kevin had sent me the MIDI, I just transcribed that into guitar chords. I laid down the bass guitar layer that I just showed you. Then for the counter melodies, what I did is have one repeating pattern and then have licks towards the end of the progression just to tie it all together. And then finally I laid down a bass line just to tie the sample all together and have something sit in the low end.
After that, he sent it back to me, and I heard a call and response type of effect in my head with some synths and pads, which I added to the sample to give it more body and texture. Finally, I added some noise and some ear candy and a couple extra synths to round it out before sending it over to XY to add vocals to finish the sample.
Now going on to the vocals, I really wanted them to sound ambient but still present within the sample, as well as carrying the groove of the sample. I did a lot of phrases and a lot of melodic runs just so I can fill up certain spaces that made the sample sound a bit empty. And I added a whole bunch of reverb and chorus and etc. to give it that R&B feeling. Thanks for watching the video. Shout out my homie Kookup and Kevin for coming on the channel. Shout out to Patreons again for making all this happen and allowing me to make videos like this. If you want to get this sample, link in the description. If you want to join the Patreon, link in the description too. Shout out y'all, but I'm a dip. Peace.